You don't get clean to take a shower, you take a shower to get clean. This is something I heard one time, and biblically it means not fixing ourselves before we come to God. We don't need to prove ourselves, we don't need to be perfect or do everything that we're supposed to. We don't need to do that. We need to come to God as we are. Change is going to happen because of God's presence, and it's not an entry requirement. We're not required to change for God. We're not required to change to come to God. We are required to come to God, and He will change us. And I have said, and I've seen other people say, once I stop sinning, I'll come back to God. And that is a lie that keeps people stuck. People get confused about change a lot of times, and this video is coming from what I've experienced. This video is me speaking my past struggles and my past experiences. I'm not judging anyone, I'm not condemning anyone. I'm just pointing you to the Lord, our God, the one true God. I'm just pointing to you, and I'm trying to plant a seed, and I'm trying to make it known that we don't have to take a shower to get clean. We take a shower to get clean, meaning we don't have to get clean to come to God. We have to come to God to get clean, okay? That's what this whole video is about. And a lot of people, including myself, fall into one of these two errors. The first error being, I need to clean myself up first. This is going to lead to shame. This is going to lead to hiding from God, and it's going to lead to delay and guilt, okay? So we're going to be shameful of all of the things we do, and we're going to try and hide from God and cover up those things we do and try and hide from God so we don't have to face those problems. We don't want to pray to Him. We don't want to change or do whatever it is, okay? We're going to try and hide from God, and we're going to delay our progress, and we're going to be guilty, okay? The second error is God will change everything for me automatically. And this is only going to lead to passivity, excuses, and repeated relapse, okay? We're going to be passive about our faith. We're not going to do anything. We're going to say God is going to do it for me. God will change me because I came to Him. We're not going to do anything to change it ourselves. We're going to make excuses and just avoid everything, and we're going to repeat those sins that we are struggling with. We're going to go back to them, and we're going to, why God, why aren't you changing this? Why aren't you removing this from my life? But it's not God, it's you. We need to change it, okay? Truth lives in the middle, okay? Change actually works by coming to God dirty, when you're honest, when you're broken, struggling, and when you're not pretending. God isn't going to reject you for this. This is what He calls us to do. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualified the called, okay? He says, come as you are. He tells us this. We need to come as we are to Him. We need to be honest to Him. Whether we are broken, whether we're struggling, whatever it is, we need to come to Him as we are. The next step is God gives us conviction and strength, okay? He's going to open your eyes. He's going to open your heart. And He's going to give you the grace to change. We're going to be able to see all the things we're doing wrong. We're going to see what we need to change and what we need to do. He's going to soften our heart so we're more open to what is truthful and what is right and what we need to do. And He's going to give us the grace to change. Step 3 is us taking real action against it. Okay, this is where many people misunderstand grace. God is not going to throw away your vape or lock up your phone or cancel all your bad habits because you asked Him to. You must take obedient action empowered by God, not independent of Him, okay? So we are being obedient to God because of God, so empowered by Him, but we're not independent on Him to remove these things. Like, we need to pray like it depends on God and work like it depends on us. We need to take obedient action to get rid of those sins. He empowers effort, but he does not replace it. And one of the main things that I wanted to talk about in this video, and actually the idea where this video started from, is the big sins and the little sins. And it tells us in the Bible, all sin separates us from God, which is true, but not all sin dominates us equally. Some sins are worse than others, like I said, all sin separates us, but some are different and they're more serious, if that makes sense. Some sins are going to have a stronger grip, they're going to control our behavior, and they're going to fuel other sins. And these are often the ones that God addresses first. So if you're at a point in your life where you're struggling and you want to come back to God, there's probably those 2 or 3, maybe just one main sin and struggle that you're struggling with. And that's the one you want to focus on right now, whether that's lust, smoking, phone addiction, relationships, or maybe it's just something that's habitual, something that has just become a part of your daily life, but you need to change it. That is what we want to focus on, and that is what we want to try and change first. And once we change that and kind of get rid of it, obviously relying on God's strength to help us with that, then we're going to notice the more subtle sins that are harder to see, whether that's idolatry or blasphemy or your pride, whatever it is. Some things are going to be less noticeable, but there are going to be those 1 or 2 main sins that you need to change. And starting with the big things makes sense because these dominant sins, these main sins that we struggle with, when we let them remain in our life and we don't do anything about them, they're going to make prayer feel distant. They're going to make conviction feel numbed. They're going to make worship feel hollow, and they're going to make growth feel stuck. And when we remove the big things, it's going to clear spiritual fog, restore sensitivity, and make God's voice louder and clearer. And we're going to hear him better, and we're going to be able to see things clearer and better, okay? It's going to remove that fog that sin causes us in our brain. And it's not about ranking sins from worst to least. It's just about removing the obstacles. So we got main sin right here, and then move that. And then we got the next sin, pride, move that. Idolatry, move that. Okay, so it's about removing obstacles and trying to become as much as Christ, trying to become like Christ as much as possible. Okay, and this is a point that we all need to know, and as Christians we should all know that faith, that actions, is not work-based salvation. We're not saved by anything we do. We are only saved by the blood of Jesus that he shed on the cross for us. God sent his only son to save us. That is the only thing we are saved by. We do not change to earn God. We change because we've come to God. We come to God, so we change. We don't change to come to God. And salvation is free. Jesus paid the price. You've heard that before. Jesus saved us. He's the only thing that saves us. God provides power, grace, and conviction, and we provide obedience, action, and we surrender to him. And there's a reason why God doesn't remove everything, doesn't remove all those sins or all those struggles. God often allows us to take responsibility, to build discipline, learn obedience, and develop spiritual maturity, and just grow. If he removed everything instantly, there would be no growth. There would be no endurance. There would be no transformation of our character. Change trains our obedience. So we obey God to show our responsibility, to build discipline, to learn obedience, and to develop spiritual maturity, and to develop and to grow spiritually in our faith and in our life and everything. And once we address the big things in our life that we know we need to change, the little ones kind of come, and we see them. Pride is going to become visible. Idolatry is going to become clear to us. Self-focus is going to be exposed. And our heart posture is what matters most. Where our heart is what matters the absolute most. And this is where our worship deepens, our humility grows, reverence increases, and the fear of the Lord develops. The order matters. And I'm not just telling you guys to stop sinning, or if you really love God, you'd quit. I'm telling you that our relationship with God comes first, and that change is a process. Action flows from our surrender. When we surrender to God, we are willing to take action to remove those things. And if we aren't willing to take actions to remove or to change or to do whatever it is, then we haven't truly surrendered. We need to truly surrender so that we're willing to take action and we're not just going to leave it up to God to remove all these things. To recap, we need to come to God as we are. We need to take action to remove the big things, the big sins of our life. And then growth is going to come with that, and we're going to be more open-minded. We're going to see other sins more clearly, but we need to focus temporarily on the big things, come to God, and change for God, not change, then come to God. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this helped. Hope this planted a seed in one of your guys' hearts. If you like this video, share it with your friends.